So the first step to correct your status would be, I would create something called a non-taxpayer affidavit, or even something called political status correction. Correct your name for the record. When your name was created on a birth certificate, they think they own this, so you have to learn how to create it in a private trust. The Social Security number is a trust. If you look it up, Social Security Trust Administration. It's a public administration. You have to learn how to create your private administration. So you can start with a church, or even a tribe. You can correct your status with a tribe, a church. It's called the Shahada with Muslims. I'm not sure what it's called with Jewish people, but they all undergo a status change. In the Christian community, it's called being baptized. So your baptismal certificate can also correct your status, and you can use this to identify in the public. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy Don Kilam, also known as Malik Kalam, and as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. Find this information of value. The Cash App right now is Dreamkeepers Radio. Just click the link in the bio. Go to the university. Onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. We're not doing that nasty, not freaky. Onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. Much peace and love, much peace and love, much peace and love. We're going to drop some game today. I'm not answering any questions. None of that. Go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. You can go to donkilam.com, but it seems that a lot of people don't know how to read. With me, you got to read. You got to learn how to problem solve. You got to learn how to get tapped in. This is the private life. Everybody who knocks, the door's not going to open. You got to know how to break them down. You got to learn how to get through the door. You got to learn how to open doors. Keys open doors. So again, keys open doors. I appreciate everybody. Yes, I did lose my mother within the week. I appreciate everybody. But we still pushing strong. We have a job to do, That's life, It's about birth and rebirth. So that's life, So this is what we on. He says he went to a real university. I appreciate that. Yes, keys open doors. We're not answering questions, Private information is for the private. So a lot of you people that keep asking me questions, and my mother just died. So tell me, you think I really care about your problems? I'm not going to get all crazy today, but I'm just telling you, I don't care about your problems. Quit email me your problems. I don't care. My mom just died. I'm saying it again, my mom just died. My mom just died. So do you think I care about your problems? It's truly, fuck you, pay me. I'm about to drop some game. I just, a lot of people don't even like to hear that type of language, but I have to be stern with you motherfuckers. You freeloaders, you leeches, y'all can get away from me. If you can't read, you can't problem solve, you're not a true trustee. I don't even want your weak energy around me. If you can't get outside boxes, I don't want you around me because that's not who I surround myself with. Birds of a feather flock together. I surround myself around creators in this world, creators and investors. And everybody knows that investment starts with investing in yourself, time and energy. We all have the same. You know, when we first came in the world, we had nothing. And that's with everybody, nothing. The dollar bill was just a concept created just a few hundred years ago. We used to use coins before that, cattle, and other things before that. You have to understand truly what money is. You have to truly understand what resources are, and you don't understand it. You don't understand that time is energy. You're the natural resource. You don't understand that, and I don't want anything less around me unless you do overstand and understand that. And as simple as that, we roll with true enlightened beings. You know, you're the enlightened when people speak of the Illuminati. Illuminati is you. The darker you are, the more light you have in you, anyways. You know, the sun makes your skin darker. You dig? You know, I'm not gonna get too deep. Those are my spiritual beliefs, but you gotta understand these things. You know, quit being a beggar. You know, we don't raise begging men. We don't raise begging women. That's what's wrong with the world today. It takes a man to raise a man, but a woman to raise a nation. We create creators. That's what we create. We create greatness. We create leaders. We create bosses. And that's what it is. Now, I'm not a licensed attorney tax expert. This is for educational, informational purposes only. I got a lot of game, and this is what we're going over April 30th. I am having I am having, let me see. Let's go to it on the Instagram. You go to my Instagram.com/Don Kilam. Prosperity is always your divine birthright. And if you're part of the university, you already got access to this. So we're having GAAP accounting methods class, getting paid from your debt. Learn how to get paid from your debt. $47 Cash App via donation via Cash App. The Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. Dream Keepers Radio. You know, get paid from account audits, debt charge-offs, and monthly bills. You know, I'm going to be creating an ebook as well that goes along with this class. So you want to be tapped in. We already have a lot of people that's part of this class. You know, last time it was only 100 people would be allowed in the class. This is more than 100 people you can get in the class. You know, so getting paid from GAAP methods, let y'all see it for y'all those on the Instagram. Make sure y'all get that right there. It's $47. Make sure you put your email address in the memo box. All right. And that's what I'm gonna go over this a little bit today. This is what I'm about to go over tonight because y'all need to understand the importance of this. Well, I start with the basics. I'm breaking down their law. I'm breaking down their law. 20 USC 3002. If everybody that's new to this community, that's where they start. But they only read one section. It's 28 USC 2002, subsection 15A. They bring up United States means federal corporation. So they bring that up. But you got to understand what was the United States first used in this and in these definitions, because this is a definition. 20 USC 3002 is definitions. I'm gonna start with two. Court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. 28 USC 3002, subsection 2. Court means any court created by the Congress, excluding the United States Tax Court. So if you have a court issue, period, if they don't have permission from Congress, it is a tax issue. They don't have a delegation of authority order from Congress. We don't even have to talk about the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court under the Constitution is the lawful court and the superior authority. And any inferior courts have to get permission from the Supreme Court. But under their rules, it's from the Congress. So Congress has to create a court. So if they don't have a delegation of authority order from Congress, it's not a lawful court. It's a tax issue. It's a United States tax court. And you have to understand this. The United States is under bankruptcy, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. United States is under bankruptcy. You know, and let me know if anybody disagrees with that. You know, does anybody disagree with the United States being on a bankruptcy? Or does everybody agree? Just let me know. Do you agree that the United States is under bankruptcy? And you have to be a trust or a corporation. Trust can go bankrupt too. But I was saying the public game is going to be a corporation. You know? Everybody agrees. Someone disagrees. I can't help them. If you don't believe the United States is under bankruptcy, I can't help you. This is so I want y'all to understand this. Because y'all gotta understand real law, because y'all out here using consumer law. I'm trying to break y'all down real law. When you're getting a promissory note, you're doing these things. Um, Delegation of authority is everything, yes. When you're doing these things, you're taking contracts. Do you understand your charge? You have to agree. It's a contract, right? Contract. Federal Reserve notes are promissory notes. Contract. Promise to pay later. So that is under bankruptcy law. That's why it's contractual. It's contracts. Everything's contracts, admiralty, maritime, contracts, bankruptcy. All right? Gotta understand that. Now, when you go to subsection 3 of 28 USC 2002, someone asks, what are United States assets? You are the United States asset. And I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. But I'm not answering questions. If you keep answering questions, asking me questions, I'm going to kick you out my chat. If you want to ask me a question directly, you book a consultation. As simple as that. And I need everybody to know, if you don't understand that y'all, all you have to do is Google the United States national debt. There's a debt clock hanging up in damn near every major city. You know? And I'm gonna tell you, if you don't understand that the United States is under bankruptcy and has a debt clock and they owe debt to people, maybe that's why you're failing. That's why you can't get ahead in life. This is why the people were pledged as the collateral. This is why the United States citizens are pledged as collateral, because you're under bankruptcy. Because the United States is under bankruptcy. United States corporations is under bankruptcy. This is common sense. And if you don't understand this, you should probably just go ahead and log off my video right now. This is the whole main thing. And that's why a lot of people, I see why y'all hating. Y'all ignorant. Y'all lack knowledge. All ignorance means is those lacking knowledge, man. You know, when you go to 28 USC 2002, subsection 3, debt means an amount that's owed to the United States. So anytime there's a loan, anytime let me break this down. The whole definition. I don't want to half-ass it because I don't need no lash, no kickback on this. Debt means an amount that's owing to the United States on an account. An amount that is owing to the United States on account of a direct loan or loan issued or guaranteed by the United States. So I need you to understand that's the first time the United States was using this when it comes to debt. All right. But it was first used with the Council for the United States attorneys. But so when they use the definition debt in the court, that means that's an amount that's owed to the United States. I'm going to put it in layman's terms for you. When anytime you go to court and they say a debt, that's an amount owed to the United States. And the reason why you're being liable for it is because that account. You're claiming that account is you. Like there's no ands, ifs, buts about it. You're claiming that account is you. Therefore, you're pledging your labor on account of the United States corporation. You become the debtor. Subsection 4, debtor, means a person. First time you see that person word. Means a person who is liable for a debt against whom there is a claim for a debt. So now you become a person. A person is the asset of the United States corporation. All right? A person is an asset of the United States corporation. When you jump down to 10, it's going to say person includes a natural person, an individual Indian, corporation, partnership, unincorporated association, a trust, or an estate, or any other public or private entity, including a state or local government or an Indian tribe. If they can prove that it was made inside their jurisdiction. All right? Understand that, man. I need y'all to understand this. Because Consumer Credit Protection Act is not going to help you. The Consumer Credit Protection Act is not going to help you if you don't understand the true game of what's going on. So now, what's going on is the securitization. But let me go to this. Let me start. Who owns the U.S. national debt? And that was the main thing about breaking down the book, the 1099 OID book with Don Kilam. You know, that was the main thing. I appreciate everybody. Much peace and love. So the Social Security Trust Fund owns a significant portion of the United States national debt. But how does that work and what does it mean? Say that again. The Social Security Trust Fund owns a significant portion of the United States national debt. The Social Security Trust Fund, for those who don't believe that the Social Security is a trust, that's in their rules. The Social Security Trust Fund. The Social Security is a trust fund. All right. I'm going to pull that up. Let's talk about that before I get to the national debt. What is the Social Security Trust Fund? The Social Security Trust Fund is actually two funds, the Old Age and Survivors Insurance and the Disability Insurance Trust Funds. That's why you have to understand these are public trust funds, public insurance policies. Public insurance policies on the United States citizens because you're considered their child. Parent means a parent who rents. Child or children is property of a corporation. All right? So they invest in treasuries on this. So why would the Treasury owes this part of the debt to other federal agencies? But why would the government owe money to itself? Because some agencies like the Social Security Trust Fund taking more revenue from taxes than what they need. This is coming from FICA, your payroll taxes. And when we come down to the public debt, they show you how much they have a whole I'm going to show you on Instagram. They have a whole chart. Debt held by the public. So what's due to the public is $24 trillion. That's what's owed to the Social Security Trust Fund. $24.5 trillion. I can't make this up. There y'all go. Y'all can see it right here. Let me go up here so y'all don't think this is... The Social Security Trust Fund owns a significant portion of the U.S. national debt. People think they owe China. People are getting freaked out talking about the BRICS. People are getting freaked out, not knowing that the majority of the money is due to the public citizens within the United States. A lot of people don't understand that, and that's what I'm trying to break down. A lot of people don't understand it at all. So when you get a transfer from the Social Security Trust Fund, so when you understand that you're the president, you know what I'm saying? When you understand that you're the president, when you create this name, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to get back to the name as well. The Social Security Trust Fund is buying up Treasury securities. You're a holder in Treasury securities when you understand this. And it's the transfer the agency's excess revenue it's called the general fund, where it's spent. They redeem the Treasury notes for funds as needed. The federal government then either raises taxes or issues more debt to raise any required cash. Which agency owns the most Treasury notes, bills, and bonds? Social Security by a long shot. The U.S. Treasury publishes this information in its monthly Treasury statement. Social Security trusts include the Federal Old Age and Survivors Insurance, Federal Disability Insurance, and the trust funds held. $2.71 trillion in treasuries as of December 2022. The next largest agency was the Military Retirement Fund at $1.36 trillion. Other large holders of debt include the Office of Personal Management Retirement, Medicare, which includes the Federal the Medical Insurance Trust Fund, and cash on hand to fund government operations. So I'm just letting y'all know what it is, man. That's all public information. So if they never talk to you about it, the courts never talk to you about it, it's all public information. But I'm going to break down what's really going on. So before you even get the note securitized, what had happened is when you're born, you got this birth certificate, okay? You got the Social Security card. The Social Security card is access to the trust. That's the trust account, all right? You're a worker for it now. You're a trustee for the Social Security trust account. You know, and you can claim the benefits, but the way you do it in the public system, if you're the beneficiary, it's never in the best interest of you. All right? It's always in the best interest to be the trustee. And the public system, okay? All right. Now in the private, it's you move different. And I wanna break this down real quick before I continue to go because I see I got a lot of beginners in here. If you Google public sector, just look it up. Private sector is the part of the national economy that is not under direct control of the government, like the Amish. They're part of the private sector. The public sector is the part of the economy that's controlled by the government. All public banks are owned by the government.
We'll be back after a quick break.
There's no such thing to practice law. It's called a bar card or a British accredited registry card. They take an oath to uphold rules to the crown, which is in Britain. So there's no such thing to licensed practice law. If you look up Abraham Lincoln, he was a lawyer. He wasn't an attorney. So attorneys might have to be licensed, but there's no such thing as a licensed lawyer. Again, it's called a British Accredited Registry. It's part of a membership. It's like a fraternity, like the Freemasons or any other private club or community that you'd be part of, that you have to show your private membership. And this is what they do. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. All public banks are owned by the government. This is why you have to learn how to be a private banker. A public bank is owned and operated by a state or city government in the public interest. The public is never for the people. You don't want to be part of the public. But back to special purpose vehicle, SPV. A special purpose vehicle, because you got to understand the United States is under bankruptcy. A special purpose vehicle, also called a special purpose entity, is a subsidiary created by a parent company to isolate financial risk. Its legal status as a separate company makes its obligations secure, even if the parent company goes bankrupt. For this reason, a special purpose vehicle is sometimes called a bankruptcy remote entity. And I'm going to read that over. I'm going to read that over for everybody that wants to understand it. But look, so check this out. If you want to tap in with Don Kilam, hey, if y'all shouting people out, telling people to follow, this is my live. These people ain't paying me. Don't shout them out in my class. What you need to be doing is shutting the fuck up, taking notes, all right? Or dropping a donation for this valuable information. So the Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. You find this information of value, leave a donation. Dream Keepers Radio is the best way. I see you on the TikTok. Y'all bought badges. I appreciate y'all. Y'all on TikTok, y'all a different type of congregation. I'm gonna start doing stuff just for y'all, because y'all know what y'all doing, man. Y'all show love, man. Shout out to TikTok, man. Real talk. Shout out to the TikTok family. Now back to Instagram, y'all. I can't even show y'all love like I can show TikTok love. That's crazy. But look, check me out. Dream Keepers Radio is the Cash App. Dream Keepers Radio is the Cash App. Leave a donation, $1, $5, $10, doesn't matter. This is how I can continue to bring information to the public. You want to tap in with me? You know, I'm doing $1,000 consults. We're not even going to sugarcoat it. Consultations start at $1,000. I'm not going to talk to you for less than $1,000. You know, I've sacrificed too much for this game. A lot of people will try to piggyback me and all of that. And, you know, but all roads lead back to Don Kilam. We here. I'm going to get you to the promised land. I can open any door without you selling your soul. And as simple as that. So you can send me a text. Just text me private life to 480-573-4879. Now, I'm about to say it again. You can either write it down or you can put it in the chat so you can scroll up and look at it later, all right? Text private life to 480-573-4879. Everybody add the homie too, DJ Mill Ticket 773. Shout out to DJ Mill Ticket, man. DJ Mill Ticket 773. Shout out to the homie, man. Much peace and love. Yes. 480-573-4879. Y'all text private life to 480-573-4879. And if you're on the Instagram, everybody be sure to add my homie DJ Mill Ticket 773. That's the name on the Instagram, DJ Mill Ticket. DJ MIL Ticket 773. That's the homie if you're in Chicago, man. Tap in. We rocking with the real, man. We rocking with the real. Yes. So we got that. Y'all want to book consultations? all of that. If you see somebody in the chat that say, hey, can we book a consultation? Throw the number in there. 480-573-4879. Send a text. Just say private life consultation. You can go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam as well. You know, I got the Don Kilam University, donkilam.com. Read it, all of that. Now, back to the special purpose vehicle. So we've already went over it. So far, you should have learned. It's really quick. You should have learned United States means federal corporation. All debt belongs to the United States. The United States is under bankruptcy. Y'all sitting here using consumer law, codes, and statutes, which is public law, by the way. Public law. I'm tell you again, it's public law. And the public sector is the part of the economy that the government creates. The government cannot interfere with a private contract. That's the private sector. Understanding that the birth certificate is a sole proprietorship created by the United States corporation. Understand that the Social Security trust is a true trust, and you partner up and give up your rights and your equity to that trust account, and then they can do whatever they want in the public market with your essence and your labor. So you want to learn accounting, you want to learn bankruptcy law, all right? Admiralty law, contract law. So what is a special purpose vehicle? Your name is a special purpose vehicle. If you haven't signed up for a record label, a holding company, you haven't done a lot. There's a lot of stuff you can do, private trust. There's a lot of things you can do in the private with your name, with that name to take back control. Now, until you understand that, the United States corporation is using your essence, the thing you think is your name, they're using your name as a special purpose vehicle. As a special purpose vehicle. An SPV. Some people call it SPEs. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of these things. All right. Now, a special purpose vehicle is also called a special purpose entity, and it's a subsidiary created by a parent company to isolate financial risk. Its legal status as a separate company makes its obligations secure, even if the parent company goes bankrupt. The United States is the parent company. Remember what I told you, a parent is a pair who rents. Child or children is property of a corporation. So the United States is like your holding company. The United States is like your parent. You're the United States child. The United States is your true guardian. Until you come out of that jacket, till you get up out of that status. That's what status correction is, okay? That's truly what status correction is stepping out that jacket of being under the special purpose vehicle, the special purpose entity, having the United States as your parent. You know, a citizen is being a child of the United States. You're enslaved now. You're like the stepchild. All right? Now it's time to tap your feet together. You dig what I'm saying? We no longer the stepchild. You know? Some real life Cinderella shit. Real talk. You know, you about to tap your feet together. No place like home. Put me in a motherfucking royal castle. And someone talk about authentication. I usually kick you out when you talk about this shit, but listen. I got plenty of famous homies. Will they authenticate the original signature or a copy of the signature? Let's talk about it. Y'all sitting here keep trying to use a birth certificate, which is not even the original copy. It's a certified copy. They certified it as a copy. That's the authentication. So when y'all come to me with that mindset, I cut you short. You don't hear nobody talking about that shit. Shit, for the longest, Barack Obama didn't even want to show you his birth certificate. He had to go get one made. He had to get one made on the dark web, goddammit. Let's look up what Barack Obama's net worth is. You know what I'm saying? Did Ukraine have a birth certificate to get all that funding? Shit. This boy worth damn near $400 million now, man. Shout out to Barack Obama, man. Worth $400 million, man. Understanding he has a nationality. You can only control what you create. I need everybody to put that in the chat for me, so I know y'all following along. You can only control what you create.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where the tax system can seem overwhelming, one book is here to guide you towards financial empowerment. Introducing The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by best-selling author Don Kilam. Are you looking to demystify the complexities of taxes and harness the power of tax credits? The Capitalizing Namepreneur provides an understanding of effectively utilizing your tax credits. Discover the secrets behind setting up a tax firm, understanding the strawman name, protecting your assets, and navigating the implications of the Social Security Trust Fund. Don Kilam's expertise shines through every page. It's like having a personal financial advisor by your side. Get your copy of The Capitalizing Namepreneur today and unlock the power of tax credits to enhance your financial well-being. Order your copy now and take control of your tax strategies. The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
You can only control what you create. All right, I see y'all, I see y'all, I see y'all. So, did you create your name? Did you create the birth certificate? You can only control what you create. In the church, they'll give you original baptismal certificate, but that's not what we're going over. We're going over this. If you need help with status correction, if you don't understand this simple shit, come tell y'all that's simple. Y'all sitting there authenticating birth certificates because you heard it from Brother Honesty or whoever his name is. You know what I'm saying? How much money does he have? Your net worth is your net worth. Who's he hanging out with? Who's he helping? Who's he helping get to the promised land? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting down with multi-millionaires and billionaires. Literally got a billionaire meeting tomorrow. I get a meeting with billionaires tomorrow. You know, came a long ways in a goodwill suit. You dig what I'm saying? Can't even make this up. You know, and we've acquired land all across the United States, all across this great nation. And now we're taking it worldwide. Now we're taking it worldwide. You know? But I just want y'all to know. Peace and let me get back. So special purpose vehicles, your name is a special purpose entity, and it's also called a bankruptcy entity. Now, why would they do these things? It's called securitization. Securitization. I'm gonna spell it out for y'all, but I hope y'all can understand this so y'all can go look it up yourself. If you can spell it out yourself, go ahead and put it in the chat. Or you can just put secure. You know what I'm saying? But here's how you spell it: Securitization. Securitization. I want y'all to understand securitization is fraud. Yes, the true HD. Yes. Heavenly, yes, sir. Yeah, y'all the truth, because I would not have spelt it right. Y'all must be using auto correction. I wouldn't have spelt it right, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know what securitization was until about 7 years ago. To some of y'all, 7 years seems like a long time. 7 years flew by for me like that. So, but I learned about it 7 years ago. Securitization is fraud. This is what's going on. Securitization pulls or groups debt into portfolios. So I'm gonna break this down because a lot of y'all don't know what portfolios are, and that's why I need y'all to learn true investing. I need y'all to learn investing. I want to speed up. I hope I got enough time tonight because I know it's getting late. That's where I want to get to. Is understanding truly investing. Because I had a lot of people even try to question me and debate me. Like such and such said, you have to be an accredited investor. First of all, there is such thing as private investors. Can I get a 100 if you ever heard the term private investors? Can I get a 100 in the chat? If you know that there's a term called private investors. Okay, I'm getting 100s on the TikTok, getting a lot of 100s on the TikTok, getting 100s now on the Instagram. Okay, so I need y'all to understand, you're the private investor. You don't have to be accredited. You've already been accredited. You was born. It's your essence. We're in bankruptcy. Per son, one son. That's why I need you to understand. They're labeling you as one son. They already said you're the child. They're the parent. Now you have to go get what they've been holding for you. All right. I'm going to teach about accredited investors as well. But I'm going to tell you at the end of the day, you don't want your name attached. When you're going to collect what you need to collect, you don't want your name attached. They're not attaching their name when they're going to get your securities. They're attaching the company. That's the whole point of being a secure party investor or a secure party creditor. Everything's done in a private because the government cannot interfere with a private contract. Can y'all talk to me? Y'all understand that? The government cannot interfere with a private contract. Let me know if this makes sense, everybody. Can I get a 100 if this is making sense? And just let me know that it's making sense so far. Okay, we got facts. I like that. I like that word. Big facts, 100s, 100s. All right. Yes, it's private. So listen, securitization pools a group's debt into portfolios. Your portfolio is going to determine the estate's net worth. All right. What's in your portfolio? So that in a portfolio, all it does is it holds assets. All right. So in securitization, the company or the originator that holds the asset determines which assets to remove from its balance sheet. This is accounting. Securitization is a form of accounting. This is why we don't use consumer law. I'm gonna break it down. This is why we don't use consumer law, because everything's accounts. Everything's accounts. When you open up a credit profile, that's an account, a new account they open on your behalf. A secret account, when they're giving you an account number, they give you the number. Here's your account number. Every time they issue you a number, they give you a new number. It's an account. It's an accounting number. I'm hoping that makes sense for everybody. So securitization, the company or the originator that holds the assets determine which assets to remove from its balance sheets. A bank might do this with the mortgage and personal loans that no longer wants to service. Securitization. ABS is asset-backed securities with loans, car notes, student loans. With mortgages is mortgage-backed securities. Just do a simple Google search. This is investing, true investing. Securitization allows the original lender or creditor to remove assets from its balance sheet to underwrite additional loans. Underwriting, again, you have to learn underwriting. You got to have strong underwriters on your team. And you can be a private underwriter. A lot of people don't know this. You can be a private underwriter. And there is people out here that they privately underwrite their own mortgages to get approved for a mortgage, their own loans, business loans. And then you just want to have an accountant to certify these things, certify financial statements. The underwriter is the creator. Talk to me. You can only control what you create. The underwriter is the creator. I like that. Thank you, Cyber King 619. The underwriter is the creator. Remember that. Investors profit as they earn a rate of return based on the associated principal and interest. Remember that word, principal and interest. Because I want y'all to understand, when you understand that you are the principal, let me go ahead and skip to it. Let me go ahead and skip to what I got for you, man. Let me skip what I got for you. So when you understand the principal, you become the principal investor. When you understand you're the principal. Principal investors. You got private equity and principal investors. Private equity and principal investors play hand in hand. And I know a lot of people have heard about the word private equity. He says, I learned that from Don Kilam University. Peace and love. Only control what you create. So while both principal investors and private equity firms invest in companies, there are some key differences between the two. Principal investors typically invest their own money, while private equity firms manage funds pooled from multiple investors. Additionally, principal investors may have a long investment horizon and tend to be more hands-on with their investments. So when you come back in, when you understand you're controlling these securities, when you understand that you're the one that created them truly, you're going to come back in as the principal investor, not no accredited investor, none of that. And that's the only point I'm trying to bring across. We're coming in as the principal investor. This is $1 million worth of game. You need to drop a donation right now. I see I got a lot of people in here. I got over 300 people on the TikTok, over 200 on the Instagram. We sitting here dropping game. The Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. If everybody sent $5, I would have $1,000. You know what I'm saying? On the Instagram. Everybody send something on the TikTok. You know, Dream Keepers Radio on the Cash App. I'm telling you, it's nothing to invest in yourself. You know, when you go to church, you give an offering. You give an offering to the. I'm not gonna give an offering to my pastor if his information is not leading me anywhere. You know, you choose it, it chooses you. So when you invest in your prosperity, prosperity will always invest in you. You dig what I'm saying? When you choose it, it chooses you. When you invest in your prosperity, prosperity will always return and invest in you. So, teaching the game, private investors. The principal investor. Well, always the principal investor. That's the definition of a secure party investor or a secure party creditor. You're coming in as the principal. You created the principal. It needed you. Everything started with the essence of you from the very beginning. Now, let me get to what I need to really teach. So to make this make sense for y'all. So when you're coming in, because y'all doing dispute letters, y'all doing all of this. That's okay now. That's okay now. I understand what an enrolled agent is too before I get any further. Because if you're an enrolled agent, you know, or you have enrolled agents around you, this is the highest status. This is enrolled agent status, because we're talking about status now. Status. Enrolled agent status is the highest credential to IRS awards. Individuals who obtain this elite status must adhere to ethical standards. Now, enrolled agents like attorneys or certified public accountants have unlimited practicing rights. So you're up there with attorneys and certified public accountants, CPAs. You have the same power as attorneys and certified public accountants as an enrolled agent status. And all you have to do is have the PTIN, personal tax identification number. That's it. Now, when you're coming in with the GAAP, when you're disputing it from this standpoint, yes, enrolled agents is that sauce, man. Y'all should be dropping donations right now. Let me go ahead and let y'all see it, because sometimes you need to see it. Let me show the TikTok world too. Let me show the TikTok world. Because sometimes you need to see it. I don't know how to turn this around. Let me see. But basically it's saying the enrolled agent status. Enrolled agent status is the highest credential to IRS awards. It's up there with certified public accountants and attorneys, and you have unlimited practicing rights. Okay? So that's when you're coming with the IRS. You're coming in as an enrolled agent or with enrolled agents, all right? Now, when you're coming with these securities, you're coming as the principal investor, or your company's the principal investors, you know? And this is how you have to be. $1 million worth of game. All U.S. public companies must follow the GAAP rules in preparing their financial statements. And no one's enforcing the smackdown on it. And that's why they get by with what they get by. And this is what I'm going to teach in my class April 30th, is how to enforce these things. I'm going to go over everything we went over plus more, because this literally, class could be 3 or 4 hours April 30th. It might go longer because there's a lot of information to go over. But I'm going to show y'all how to get paid, how to audit these accounts. You know? So the generally accepted accounting principles are a set of accounting rules, standards, and procedures issued and frequently revised by the FASB, which is the Financial Accounting Standards Board. Public companies in the U.S. must follow GAAP when their accountants compile their financial statements. GAAP is also widely used in government accounting. And the reason why they get by with this is because you're the private. You're the one in the private. You're not enforcing things. So they can go by private rules because you're the fucking private citizen. So this is what I'm going over. So when you understand GAAP is a combination of authority standards set by policy boards and commonly accepted ways of recording and reporting accounting information. GAAP covers such topics as revenue recognition and balance sheet classification. You have the right to see all the balance sheets on your accounts. You have the right to audit these balance sheets from the accounts. Now, when it's international, it's the International Financial Reporting Standard Board. That's the IFRS. Now, it says GAAP may be contrasted with pro forma accounting. Now, what is pro forma? For the sake of a form or as a matter of a form. When it appears in financial statements, it indicates that a method of calculating financial results using certain projections or presumptions has been used. Pro forma financials are not computed using GAAP and usually leave out one-time expenses that are not part of normal company operations, such as restructuring costs following a merger.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where borders can limit opportunities, one book dares to challenge the norm and empower foreign nationals like never before. Introducing Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by best-selling author Don Kilam. Did you know there is a difference being a citizen and national? This is for foreign nationals seeking to expand their horizons. Do you dream of obtaining a diplomatic passport and the freedom it brings? Don Kilam reveals the secrets to unlocking diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Discover why you are already a foreign national, learn the steps to obtain a diplomatic passport, and explore how you can be recognized by numerous nations on your diplomatic journey. Most never knew they could have diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. This book is a game changer for anyone seeking freedom and recognition on the international stage. Get your copy of Can't Touch This today and embark on a journey towards diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Order your copy now and unlock the power of diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
This is when I start. So look, here we go. This is the $1 million worth of game right now for y'all. Now, compliance with the GAAP, because you got to understand when they have an IPO, that's an initial public offering. They're under public rules. Say it again: IPO, initial public offering. Remember, I told you what the public sector meant. The public sector is the part of the part of the economy that the government controls. The public sector is a part of the economy that the government controls. Now, if a corporation's stock is publicly traded, its financial statements must follow rules established by the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission. The SEC requires that publicly traded companies in the U.S. regularly file GAAP-compliant financial statements in order to remain publicly listed on the stock exchange. And I want y'all to know, I am working with SEC attorneys like that work for the people. I've had SEC attorneys reach out to me. But SEC is one of the main places that you're going after you've done the administrative process. There's an administrative process. That's the debt dispute. You looking to see the IRS forms, the 1099s, the OIDs, the INTs. You're asking for these things. You're asking for the financial statements, and they also supposed to certify them. All right. The SEC requires that publicly traded companies in the U.S. regularly file GAAP-compliant financial statements in order to remain publicly listed. Now, the compliance is ensured through an appropriate auditor's opinion resulting from an external audit by a certified public accountant. Now, when you have your own public accountants, your certified public accountants, that's where you can create your own certified financial statements. And if you have a certified financial statements, there's no credit union that can go against you. All right. The banks will have to rule in the interest of you. I just want to throw that out there. So the SEC is one of the main places that we do file our complaints with. And I'm gonna break all this down, what you're supposed to send, how you do it, and everything. I'm going over some of it on here with the Securities Exchange Commission and what forms you're supposed to actually file when you're registering, because you can register. Listen, I want y'all to know, in the public, you got public and you got private. Now, in the private, you can issue your own shares. You can issue equity. All right. If you're a public business, there's things you have to do, like a S1. S1 is an initial registration form for new securities required by the SEC for public companies that are based in the U.S. Any security that meets the criteria must have an S1 filing. So I want y'all to know, we can track down all of these securities that have been issued on your credit, that have been issued on your accounts. All of them are supposed to go to certain rules. You know, we have SF1 is a filing with the Securities Exchange Commission required for the registration of certain securities by foreign issuers. All right, they're foreign to the United States, and they have to fill out a form F1 with the Securities Exchange Commission. And this is also required from Canada. A Schedule 13D is a form that must be filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission when a person or group acquires more than 5% of a voting class of a company's equity and shares. I'm just letting that sit on y'all, man. So I'm letting y'all know what's going on. I didn't even get to go over everything that I really want to go over. Let me see if I could touch something else real quick, because I have a lot of information for y'all. Y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready for that. But fuck it, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and break you down some. I'm breaking down one more thing. So y'all want to tap in because it's not as simple as ABC. There's forms and certain procedures you have to go through. All right. But once you have your status corrected, you got your business set up, your holding companies, you got your private banking set up. I mean, I don't do it from the nonprofit aspect when dealing with securities, but you can, because you got to understand the baptismal certificate can be. Can y'all let him know in the chat how to get a hold of me? You text private life to where? 480-573-4879. Simple as that. So yeah, status first, but you want to have if you're operating in the public, because you got to understand, initial public offering, IPO, initial public offering. When you're in the public, you're going to have public entities. Unincorporated associations work, but we like LLCs. We like to have just exactly what they have. You want to have a trading firm, a trust, whatever it is, whatever makes sense to you. I like to have my own tax firm, because you want to have enrolled agents within your tax firm. You have the tax firm represent you, so you can distinguish that liability. I need y'all to understand that. So y'all need me in the private. I'm gonna say this again. Y'all need me in the private. Text private life to 480-573-4879. Again, 480-573-4879. Now, when you're in the public, you can also you're gonna want to be labeled a self-regulatory organization. A self-regulatory organization. This is the SRO. And they have the power to create and enforce standalone industry and professional regulations and standards on its own. In the case of financial self-regulatory organizations such as stock exchange, the priority is to protect investors by establishing rules, regulations, and set standards of procedures. The Congress create laws to protect investors. I need y'all to know that's the world we live in. The government protects laws, makes laws to protect investors. Now, when it comes to these things, I already mentioned the SEC, Security Exchange Commission. We got the FCC, Federal Trade Commission. But one company that deals with this directly is going to be FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. So once you get through SEC, once you get through FCC, we're going to the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA. This is an independent non-government organization that writes and enforces the rules governing registered brokers and broker-dealer firms in the United States. FINRA was created as a result of consolidation of the National Association of Security Dealers in the New York Stock Exchange. It is an enforcement capacity. FINRA has the power to take disciplinary actions against registered individuals or firms that violates its rules. They can take action against individuals that are registered individuals or firms. You have to be registered now. And that's the difference. You can only be registered in the public. The private is not going to register things, okay? But these are the people you're going to want to get a hold of. And from there, it stems a lot more, all right? It stems a lot more. But I just want to break that down and let y'all know what's going on. This is how I'm getting remedy, starting off. It is a major process. It's a major process. So listen, Google's for the public. I need y'all to understand. He said, man, listen, Google's for the public. This is a private education. That's why I tell people, if y'all want to interview me, y'all want to ask me questions, Google is free. But Don Kilam is not. Okay? This is a private education for a reason. You have to tap in with the right individuals, the private individuals, Even the people I'm learning this from and bumping shoulders with, shaking hands with. I'm talking about I'm sitting down with millionaires and billionaires. And these billionaires and millionaires know trillionaires. Real life. And I can't even make this up, man. Um, my life is going from zero to hero in less than a matter of 24 months. I'm dealing with a lot of powerful people, and I continue to excel. You know, um, one door closes, another opens. Remember that. But tap in. I got Don Kilam University. TikTok don't like me putting the links in there. So just go to donkilam.com and follow what it says. That's how you get access. Don Kilam University is at onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. You find this information valuable. Cash App Dream Keepers Radio. I have a class that's $47. Cash App Dream Keepers Radio. Put your email address in the memo box and hashtag GAAP. Consultation started at $1,000. I have an event July 26th will be my next event. July 26th, limited seating. We're going to have a dinner. And I'm going to have a brunch the next day as well. Tap in, text Chicago to 480-573-4879 to learn more, or just go to redemptionmanual.com. I did speak on the baptismal certificate, so I'll clarify this statement for you. We got churches. You can securitize the baptismal certificate just like you can a birth certificate. I'm going to say that again. You can securitize a baptismal certificate just like you can a birth certificate. A baptismal certificate is a form of identity. That's what we used to use in family Bibles. But churches do securitize baptismal certificates. But with that, I'm out. Much peace and love. Make sure y'all share Don Kilam's page. Shout me out. Tag me. Share my videos. Leave comments on everything I got going on, man. Keep us in the algorithm. You're going to want to tap in the private community when you want to book with Don Kilam, man. Much peace and love.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets of commerce and build an empire that lasts for generations? Look no further. Introducing $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your official guide to the private and public side of commerce. In this groundbreaking book, Don Kilam reveals the strategies and insider knowledge you need to create and protect your wealth. Learn how to navigate the intricate world of commerce, master the art of building an empire, and secure a lasting legacy for your family. Get your hands on $1 Million Worth of Game today and embark on a transformative journey toward financial abundance. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build your empire and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. Get ready to conquer the world of commerce. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your ultimate guide to building an empire and leaving a legacy. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam. Available now. Get your copy and start your journey to generational wealth.